Baseball's back, and so are we, with another edition of the Fort Report. I'm Michelle Gordon with your Fort Bliss Public Affairs Office. Leading off, the 93rd Military Police Battalion was in the field last month for weapons training amid effective COVID-19 mitigation processes. David Poe from the garrison joined the War Eagles for the afternoon, and he has the first story. Batting second, the 1st Armored Division's Private First Class Matthew Marcellus was there when America's Tank Division hosted a farewell retreat ceremony for British Army Brigadier General Lee Tingey for his service as the outgoing Deputy Commanding General Maneuver. In the 3 spot, Staff Sergeant Chris Benet from 1st ABCT, 1st AD, introduces the all-soldier cast of The Introduction, a play that raises awareness about identifying sexual harassment, the reporting procedures, and the options survivors have in our Army. And in the cleanup spot, Staff Sergeant Alon Humphrey from 3rd ABCT is with Charger Company, 1st Battalion, 77th Armored Regiment, as they light the night during air assault training. Sergeant Humphrey follows with a profile of 123rd Brigade Support Battalion Command Sgt Major Montrell Kea, who reflects back over his 24 years of service. That's our lineup. Let's play ball. Batter up.
General George Patton once said, "A pint of sweat will save a gallon of blood." The 93rd Military Police Battalion at Fort Bliss, Texas, did right by the general recently and qualified their soldiers on multiple weapon systems last month, all under strict COVID-19 mitigation processes. While at the Fort Bliss Training Complex, soldiers qualified on the M9 pistol, the M26 shotgun, and the M320 grenade launcher. To encourage social distancing, the War Eagle Battalion brought traditionally smaller than usual groups to the qualifying range over several days, rather than evaluating soldiers en masse at the end of the week-long evolution. First Lieutenant Gustavo Mora, the officer in charge for the week-long qualifier, said with precautionary measures in place to limit the spread of the novel coronavirus, the 93rd MPs continue to maintain readiness during the current pandemic.
Even though we are in COVID times, we still need to go ahead and ensure all soldiers are trained on, especially new soldiers coming into the Army, to the military, because, I mean, you never know when you're going to get called up and you're going to get deployed. So it's extremely important for soldiers to be familiarized with their weapon systems.
Reporting from the Fort Bliss Training Complex in New Mexico, I'm David Poe.
The presence of a British brigadier in our divisional command group is one of the key elements that makes the 1st Armored Division a terrific place to serve. Our nation's leaders have long recognized the special relationship built on trust, mutual respect, shared values between the United Kingdom and the United States of America. Now, Task Force Southeast is essentially a U.S. task force with maybe a small coalition and a small joint element represented. It's in one of the toughest parts of Afghanistan and received a lot of attention both from the Taliban, the Haqqani, other actors, and from our leadership. And Lee expertly put all of that together and began to improve immediately the performance of the task force, its alignment to our strategic objectives, and its ability to conduct operations and take care of its forces. God bless these soldiers, their families, the Tingey family, and our great division, Iron Soldiers. Thank you.
Now, it's said that life is a journey rather than a destination. Well, if that's true, and I firmly believe it is true, this part of the Tingey tribe's journey has been truly incredible. The highlights are numerous and a number have been mentioned. Professionally, of course, there's Warfighter 19-2, the Capstone course, Strike's Iron Focus, and most recently commanding Task Force Southeast in Afghanistan for 9 months. I've learnt what a truly outstanding organisation this division and the US Army more widely really is. I've seen firsthand the incredible professionalism across every rank at echelon. I've learnt about your absolute and unquestionable dedication to serve this great country. And I've observed up close the truly impressive support the real heroes, your families, routinely give in order to make what you do possible. But most of all, we'll miss the people. Quite simply and with complete sincerity, you, the people I have worked with, the friends Kerry and I have made together, and the memories we have shared are what has made these last 2 years so special. For us, this is not goodbye, but more a farewell until we meet again. For as the great and now sadly departed Dame Vera Lynn and more recently Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth have said so eloquently, we will meet again. And wherever we are, at home in the UK, somewhere else around the globe, or even back here in the US, you will always be welcome at the Tingies. Genuinely, our home is and always will be open to each and every one of you. There really is a special relationship, and it is alive and thriving here in Fort Bliss. It's been an honour and a privilege. Good luck to you all, and God bless you all. Iron soldiers, Army strong, united we conquer. Iron 6-5, signing out.
The character I played today was Keisha, and Keisha was having a night on the town with her girlfriends. A guy approached her and apologized on behalf of his friend that offended her friend. And from there, they commenced to conversing. They decided to go out on a date, but he took advantage of her. I'm a survivor in real life. My goal was to pull from my experience and to be able to try to bring Keisha to life so those that are observing her would be able to feel the pain that a victim actually experiences. They may express it in different ways, they may show it in different ways once they've been victimized, but overall the experience is the same.
I play Staff Sergeant Anthony. He's married with 2 children. He just made the list for Sergeant First Class. He decides to go out and party and all this good stuff and everything. Goes from one thing to the next with me getting a DUI and then being charged with sexual assault, getting reduced in rank. You get to see how everything kind of snowballs out of control. So if Staff Sergeant Anthony had actually followed the guidelines, the policy and everything like that, then it would have never got to that point.
No, it's not your fault.
My character was Mo, which was Keisha's best friend. I'm the battle buddy that I know something is wrong when it comes to this Anthony guy, but I kind of stay back anyway, even though I've heard things about him and I don't have a good feeling about him. As her friend and battle buddy, I do my part to assist her through the reporting process and just give her that support that she needs and let her know that she has someone here for her. To sit there and just stand by while you see a perpetrator or a predator preying on your friend like that and not saying anything, that's wrong on our part. Even though it seems scary to confront, you have to, because that's somebody's life that you're protecting, and as battle buddies, as soldiers, we have to look out for each other. If you see something, say something.
As an E6 promotable, isn't it fraternizing if you take a 20-year-old E3 to dinner? I heard that you was married and had like 6 kids. Isn't that adultery?
Married? That's the first thing I asked you. You said you wasn't married and you had no kids. You married and got 2.
While you sleep, Charger Company 1st Battalion 77th Armored Regiment is gearing up for nighttime air assault movements under night vision devices. While conducting this training, keeping safety measures in place during this trying time with COVID, soldiers wear masks to prevent further spread. This training prepares soldiers for real-world scenarios.
Nice thing about this is if we get deployed with, whether it's our sisters over at 4th Infantry, with another battalion within the brigade, or even another infantry unit that requires support, whether it's on hilltops or large combat operations for a dismounted company, we're able to infill with them via helicopter and assist those service members in need.
Charger Company worked with 6 other units across Fort Bliss to make this training a success. The skills the soldiers learn can be incorporated in new units across our force.
So coming in, for me as a soldier, I started out in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. A lot of our training was built around air assault missions, going from our insertion into infilling into different types of urban situations. And this is one of those things in a mechanized unit that we don't do very often that's going to benefit training for soldiers moving on to their next duty stations, what have you. We're also in preparation for the NTC rotation, and these are some of those things that we're going to be doing while we're out there at NTC.
Call of Duty is a video game with a lot of action. For one soldier is excited to get just a little of that experience.
This will actually be my first time in the Army working with birds, so it's going to be a lot of fun, not just for myself, but for our other guys. It's especially going to be fun doing it at night with the doors open and the ramps down, the kind of stuff that everybody likes to see on Call of Duty and wants to actually do when they get in the Army.
Charger Company continues to charge on. Reporting from Fort Bliss, Texas, I'm Army Staff Sergeant Alon Humphrey.
Hey, my name is Command Sgt Montrell Kea. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. I joined the Army 24 years ago. And at the time that I joined, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was kind of struggling in high school, barely about to graduate. And then I ultimately made the decision to join. I had two twin uncles who are veterans. They served, one in the Navy and one in the Army. And my experiences with the Army at a young age was both of them would always come home, bring me gifts, hats, money. And that was my only interaction with military service at the time. And so when it came time for me to make my decision coming out of high school, it was just a decision that I made kind of really not knowing what I wanted to do or who I wanted to be. So what I do now, I'm the Command Sergeant Major of 123rd Brigade Support Battalion, where I am the senior soldier in a battalion of 423 soldiers and 1,123 when you include the FSCs. And what the Army has done for me, I like to tell soldiers that it has gave me everything that I ever wanted in life. I have a wife, 2 kids, I have my health, I make a reasonable amount of money, and I pretty much have experienced different cultures and traveled the world for the most part more than the average person has done, and I have experienced so many things. So the Army has blessed me with so many opportunities, experiences, friendships, meeting great people, have the opportunity to see different aspects of life, and I'm just blessed. And 24 years ago, it was the greatest decision that I ever made for my life, and I would never consider changing it, doing it over. And I feel like it's the best decision that I ever made.
That's your Fort Report. On behalf of the Fort Bliss Public Affairs Office, thanks for watching. For the most up-to-date information, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.